Further education isn't for everyone, but we are. We're here to back you, to push you, to help and support you. If you're more ambition than tradition, at Federation University, we're with you. Learn more at federation.edu.au. Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Road to Ballarat 2025. We had a great first episode with Brady hosting, Steve Monaghetti and Jason Rossi, who will be our ongoing participant or guest, I guess, podcaster. Jason is joining us again today. Welcome, Jason Rossi, back to episode 2.
Yeah, thanks, Moose. Hopefully not putting my foot in it tonight and or getting any jokes at my expense after this, but we'll see how I go.
No, you're very good. Episode 1, I listened and I enjoyed it, and I thought you have a very strong voice for the radio, for the podcast. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I appreciate very smooth. That. Could work in radio perhaps in the future.
Face for podcasting and radio. There we go.
Well, you're on video now, so don't speak too soon. I also liked hearing about your training, and I sent about 20 messages into the message thread I've got saying I'd like to make a rebuttal podcast, and I think you should go ask for your money back from Chris Armstrong, telling you to eat protein balls before you run. I nearly threw my phone out of the car window when I heard that.
Really? Oh, yeah. Okay, it's probably better than nothing, though, wouldn't it be?
Oh, I don't know. We'll get into that later.
Perfect. I look forward to it because that's the aspect I think when you think Inside Running podcast and the host, it's like when you go in and talk to Moose, you need to know your training and there's going to be questions asked. I'm like, well, I've got Chris there. He's doing it. So at least I've got that backup and the fall guy, I suppose.
Chris is going to cop it all. You're going to throw him under the bus every time. Good. We are also tonight joined by a special guest. The winner of last year's Ballarat Marathon, the inaugural winner, the race record holder, we can call her as well. Ellen McCartney, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So last year, Ella, you ran 2:40 to win the race, which is a scintillating time considering your PB is only 2:38. So very strong at Ballarat last year.
Yeah, I didn't know I was close to doing that time, actually. I was kind of shocked when I crossed the line. I thought I was going to be around 2:45 with how I felt. So, yeah, it was good.
So you go blind on the course? No pace, no watch?
No, I had my watch, but I didn't look at it too much towards the end. I just didn't feel good. And I knew I slowed down heaps. And I was like, I don't care about the time. I've just got to try and win now. And so when I crossed the line at 2:40, 50 something, I was like, oh, wait, I didn't know I was close to going under. So it was cool.
Very good, that. Especially, we know it's like this would normally be where I would enter the gag about a short course especially because Brady ran fast last year. But we know it's AIM certified, so it is totally legit. So you were feeling whatever a marathoner I think feels is that time just passes very, very slowly in the last 5K of a marathon.
It wasn't 5K. It was the last lap. I listened to your episode last week that said about if you go through one lap and you're not feeling too good already, you're kind of in trouble. And that was absolutely me.
Well, that's interesting because I actually have a story about seeing you at halfway at a different race. And we'll get to that later. But
okay.
You've run 2:38. Where are you calling us from? Firstly, let's get a little bit of background on Ella.
I live on the sunny coast in Queensland, so it's really hot for training at the moment. So yeah it's
whereabouts exactly? What town do you live in?
Coolum Beach.
Okay.
Be very similar climate to Ballarat, probably. That would help.
Oh, totally. I'm actually originally from Warrnambool. I grew up down there, did all my cross country in Ballarat with like my high school everything like that. And then,
cool.
moved up here 15 years ago.
Nice, lovely. So have you ever done a lap of the lake? Do you have a lake time?
No, I don't.
Right.
Cross
Okay.
country. I think I only went there for cross country, and that was around the uni.
Oh yeah, good. Everyone
Yeah.
went. That was good. What during high school was it?
Yeah, high school, and it was always freezing. It was so cold.
Yeah.
They still I went to that across country. Yeah.
You were there too? I was there as well. We were all there.
There we go.
So my daughter actually went out in the primary school, so they still do the Fed Uni that have the course out there. So last year, it was the week after the marathon actually. They went out there and they did that. So they're still going around. Tough course.
Yeah, it's a tough course. It is. I remember how hard it was. Do you know, I finished third when I went there, and second place was a guy called Nick Brax. Do you know Nick Brax? Steve Brax's son. He was the premier at the time of Victoria. Ella, you probably left for Queensland by then. But he went into modelling, and he was kind of made a bit of a name for himself. But that was him back in the day.
I can picture him.
Yeah, Nick Brax.
Did you have a sense? Sorry, Ella. Sorry, Moose. Did you have a sense, Ella, where the second place female was when you were coming around that second?
Yeah, I had. On the second lap, when I reached the lake, I had friends at the start, and they were telling me that I had nearly a 10-minute gap. But I felt that bad that 10 minutes didn't seem like long enough. Okay. I just really did not feel good at all. And I remember even running down the hill towards the finish when you then do that extra little loop, and I couldn't even run fast. I was just in this own little zone of just get home. I don't need to run fast anymore. 1:18. I got really excited. I went out with the half marathoners, and you get a bit carried away. And then the next lap, I was kind of just on my own.
It's actually not that bad of a blow up, really.
You don't reckon?
No, it's not ideal, but it's still not that bad, really. You've gone 1:18. And then 1:22. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
I felt bad at the time. A much more bigger blow up.
I don't know. It felt as bad as it could be at the time. But anyway, kind of shows, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, it was good.
So on your athletics profile, I only have 2 races. That's last year in Gold Coast. 2023 Gold Coast. This past Ballarat, 2 marathons. Oh, and 1 half marathon, but I forget where that was from. 1:18.
Oh, is that all it's got? I've done Noosa half marathon, Brizzy half marathon. I've done quite a lot of halves. My PB is 1:16:08.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, that makes more sense considering you've run 2:38. But it's still a close gap from your half to your full.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of speed change, I don't think.
Yeah.
I've got one pace.
Yeah. When you think about the old formula, it's double plus 8 to 10, I reckon. That's sort of the thinking. So you've gone, if you take your half, then you've run well under that for the marathon. So it clearly shows where your strength is.
Yeah, the longer stuff.
Jason, what's your half conversion? What should it be?
I don't know. I haven't run a standalone half while I've been fit. So my best half marathon was during the marathon or during training. So it was 1:40. I did it the other day, actually, probably the week that I'll recap. I think I went, it might have been the week before, it was 1:41. And Garmin had me at 1:39, and that's my best. So if I was to go out and have a crack at it, I would want to be around 90 minutes, but I'm just basing that off what I want to do.
Yeah. You're going in raw then. So do you have any halves booked in before?
Probably not before. And that's something I might talk about tonight. I did say it to the guys after the episode that maybe we talk about, because there is one in Geelong about 3 weeks before. So not sure whether that's too close. I know you've spoken about that on the weekly podcast, so I should go back and listen to. But there is one there, and it's down to sort of they actually have a countdown on their website of how many spots left, which is a really clever idea. But it's a good idea to do it then. Like, I'd sign up before this episode goes out.
Yep.
Okay. Not be promoting their run.
We'll come back to that when we talk about your training week. But Ella, just give us some background then. If on your you've run some halves, but what's your running look like if you've been a high school cross country athlete going to state championships?
I don't know where I made it through to with my running in high school. Where did I go? I know I went to Bundoora in high school for cross country, but I don't know what round that sort of is.
That's the last one. That's the end. That's the end game. Well, until you go to nationals, if you make a Victorian team, but that's pretty much end game in Victoria.
Yeah, I was like, and then, I just kind of ran through high school. After high school, I didn't do too much. I ran a little bit for fun, I'd say. I was always like 38-minute 10K type thing, not real serious. I'm still not serious, let's be honest. And then I think I had my 2 kids, and after having kids, I really picked it up because, you can kind of run away from them a little bit. So, and then from there, it just naturally got better. Like, I didn't realize entered my first half. I got a coach, and a week later I raced, and she wanted to see. I got Benita Willis, and she wanted to know how I was running. So I entered a race a week after I got her, wanting to break 120, and I ended up doing 116.
What, your first race?
No, like, this is after I had kids. I never really raced a lot. I'd done a half years before that, and my first half marathon was 123. And then my next half was years later, and I did 116.
So you're not coming off the couch. Like, you've got you've got some talent there.
My kids are now, what are they? Nearly 9 and 7. So, I would say I've had like decent time running now. So it's been good.
So is Benita still coaching you?
No. I had her for Gold Coast 1 year, and then I was in really good shape, and then COVID cancelled that a week out. And then I had her again the next year for Gold Coast again, and then I got COVID a week out. And then the next year I ended up just doing it myself, but I did everything that I learned from her, winging it.
Self-coached. There you go. Interesting.
Don't look at the Strava graph. It's tragic.
Well, apparently Strava's locked down, actually, Ella, I just heard.
Oh, no, it's just on private.
Well, that's what I mean. Locked down.
Yeah. People can request me. I normally
accept. You give easy accepts out there. Let me just accept
Yeah. No. I normally accept.
That's good. That'll help me. Jason, yours definitely isn't locked down.
No, I didn't lock it down. I did get onto Ella's earlier in the week too, and got
have
a bit of a look.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's not good, is it?
Well, I have no idea what I'm looking at, so it's all right. I just thought I better have a bit of a look at some stats.
Well, I just requested the access to it. I'll be interested to see a self-coached athlete who's run 2:38, which realistically, 10 years ago, you're making Australia teams with that time, Ella.
Yeah, there we go. I've accepted you. There you go. 10 years ago, not now. Gosh, the talent at the moment's crazy.
Yeah, but forget that for a little bit and just think 10 years ago, you are like, realistically, the times you're putting up for someone that you just said doesn't take it very seriously. And looking at these, looking at this Strava graph, a little bit all over the place.
I told you it's bad. Yeah, told you. Really bad.
I don't have enough time.
And it's a shame we can't just backtrack it.
You actually had some great bars going into what must have been Gold Coast, I'm guessing, 2024. So that's when you ran your PB, and then it sort of went.
No, it was the year before.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
So how'd you go Gold Coast
pulled
this
out
year?
Last year. I made it 5. I got 5K in. I had a cold beforehand, and then I made it 5K in. Felt awful. Waited to 10K. Found someone on the side of the road and pulled out and got them to take my bib off my back, and then I walked back to the car. I didn't feel good. There was no point finishing. It just wasn't going to be a good day.
That early. That's a good call. That cut it out early. Don't even
Yeah,
give
no,
yourself.
I wasn't there to finish. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Well,
anyway, we'll
yeah,
have
you're
another
coming
go
back.
this year, so it's fine.
We got Ballarat this year, and you had a good one there last year, even though you might have slowed
Yep.
down a little bit. So your bars are all wonky.
Yeah.
Why is that? What's going on there?
Gosh, how long do we have? No. Went overseas, came back, got sick, struggled to I think it was COVID, struggled to get back. It was in my muscles, I wasn't running good for ages and I was starting to get a bit angry. I was like, what's going on? And then only maybe 2 weeks ago, I started running okay again. I had 2 really good sessions and I was like, yes, I'm so good. And then I got sick again. So it's just been really frustrating lately. So I'm hoping that soon my Strava graph will just climb and then it'll just stay steady again. But yeah, it's just been like a sickness roller coaster. And we've still got 12 weeks till Ballarat? 12, 11?
Yeah, I wish I knew. I didn't know this last week, but I think Brady said it was like week 13 to 14 last week. So it must be 12 to 13. So there must be about 12 weeks to go.
So, yeah, I mean, you do have ages, especially if you're finding some fitness at the right time now. So what's
Yeah, I think, that's heaps of time.
Can you just run us through, give us a quick 2-minute rundown of the philosophy of coaching of yourself by Ella McCartney?
Oh God, it's not good. When I'm running good though, I can admit normally it's not good. I like waking up in the morning and just seeing how I feel and what sessions I like doing, but I normally have a plan in my head where Mondays I always have off. Tuesdays, it's intervals in the morning or the afternoon and a double run either side of that. Wednesday, long run. Thursday, double easy. Friday, sometimes sessions, sometimes not. Weekends are normally like, those big marathon sessions or a really long trail run, long, easy run. It's really kind of like that if everything kind of pans out the right way.
Okay.
So, yeah, Ballarat was different actually last year. I normally do the big marathon sessions, and I think I only did 2 or 3 of them. I ended up hitting the trails a lot on the weekends, just with my other girlfriend, and somehow I ended up running all right without doing those really big hard sets. That was good.
Bit of Steve Monaghetti type Sunday runs in the bush.
Yeah, it's nice out on the trails. Yeah, it's hard, especially up here. It's hot. It's not cool or anything. It is like 30 something degrees. You're running out of water. It's awful.
So how do you deal with that then? What is like the logistics of running when it's 80+% humidity and 25 to 35 degrees?
Well, the trails, you've got your hydration packs, but if I'm running on the road, there's all beach showers everywhere, or I do like a loop. If I do the marathon sessions, I'll do a loop and I'll have drink bottles on my car roof and loop back and get a drink, or have someone on a bike handing me water. So it's too hot otherwise. You can wake up at 4 a.m., be out the door at 4:30, and it can be 27 degrees. I think recently you've seen 92% humidity already, and it's just yuck.
I have looked at your Strava, and it is very early running. I thought getting up before 6 and getting up at 5 and running, you're already an hour out the door when I'm getting up at 5. Some of your runs are really
I
early.
wake up at 4 normally. Wake up at 4, have a coffee, have my ridiculous breakfast that I have before my long run, which is a roll up. It works. I don't know how, it just works. The kids' snacks, and then out the door at try and be before 5 or just after.
Wow. Yeah. And do you adjust your expectations on what the session looks like because of that?
Not really. Nah, it's just has to be that. But normally if we go to the track as a group, so it's okay. Everyone's struggling at the same time. I did an afternoon session recently and that was nicer. It's getting cooler in the arvos. So I might need to do a few more of those and ditch the morning ones, I think.
So you have a training group then?
I've got a couple of little ones. There's a group that go to the uni track on a Tuesday. A couple of my girlfriends and I go to that. Or I've got my other training partner that I run with a lot, Stephen. He's really good. And then I've got like the Noosa girls, where it's like, I don't know if you know Beth McKenzie. So I do a lot of my longer runs with her. Yeah, it's good. I've got a good little running network up here.
Yeah, cool. I mean, that helps at stupid o'clock in the morning.
A lot of those stupid o'clock ones are by myself as well, though.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
right.
You put music in your ears and it's nice.
Well, why don't we go through now? Normally, what we would do here, Ella, is go through your last training week. But if you were sick, look, I am happy to give you a pass here and to go back to a week that you actually really enjoyed running. Because I'm looking at this week and it looks like you were kind of sick. It'd be nice to hear a normal training week for Ella McCartney.
Okay. Ready?
Yep, go.
What did we do? On the Tuesday, so I always have Monday off. Tuesday we went to the track and the session was meant to be, I think it was 6 times 1K and then either 4 times 400 or 6 times 400. I did the first 2 1Ks and then I felt awful. And then I just did a random session. I was jumping in and out. I ended up doing 200s and 400s. And that was one of the sessions where I ended up cracking it and I didn't feel great. And I was like, what's going on? Why am I still not running well? It's been months. And so that session really wasn't a great one. So that's fine. But the session was meant to be, K reps, 400s. Never mind. And then what was Wednesday? Wednesday would have been, a midweek long run, 21K on the trail, on road and trails. Actually, quite a bit of sand. I think we got lost a little bit there out the back.
I'm looking at this run. I'm seeing the back of Noosa and it's very like that. Look, Sunshine Coast isn't the best place to run, is it? Well, you might love it.
Like I do like it. It's just hot. But in winter, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So how many what sort of trails can you get to from Coolum?
From Coolum, not many. I normally just drive to Noosa, which is 20 minutes up the road. And if you can travel half an hour in any direction, you can get somewhere pretty nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cool.
if I was to do a good trail run, I normally drive up to 50 minutes. You really want to go hinterland?
Yeah, right. What's that spot? For anyone who's on the sunny coast, what's the best long run spot?
On a trail?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Out Gorella Way is really nice. It's just the hinterland, sort of like Kenilworth, Pomona, but it's so hilly as well. So it's not the most runnable flat trails either. So, but otherwise, I just normally just have to stay on the coast where the showers are. I can jump in and out, cool down, go past a BP, get a Coke at 6 a.m. to cool down.
It actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that on New Year's Day. Had to stop twice and get 2 Cokes within like half an hour, I think, of each other. It was just so hot.
It's not something we have to worry about, Jason, down here.
No. We've hidden water bottles around, but like you could probably get away with it too. Like some people want more than others, but like we hid them once doing a long run, I think last year for the marathon training, and someone must have stolen them. So they weren't there. So like it wasn't like we had to go to a shop or anything. We just kept running. We copped the 8 degrees and sun coming up in the morning. Yeah. Probably 10% humidity or something.
How often are you running with a hydration vest?
Only on the trail runs, like the long ones on the weekend. That's it. Anything else around the coast, not at all. No.
Okay.
Because there's so many servos, showers, taps. But anything inland, absolutely.
All right. So that's Wednesday. That's a 2-hour run on Wednesday after a track session. So you've come off the track sessions sort of straight into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because the track session was so bad.
So just on that, what happens during the day with you, Ella? Like, what do you do? Do you work, or do you look after kids, or what's a day for Ella look like?
Kids just went back to school, so the last 6 weeks I've had the boys. So my normal day during school holidays was just entertaining them, really, feeding them snacks. They're little demanding little voices. And now they're at school. My day looks like not much at the moment. I've got to find a job. So
what do you do?
Yeah,
what's your background?
Really I don't really have one, to be honest. I've been pretty lucky. I've just been a stay-at-home mum, not doing much really. Just going through a bit of a life change. So yeah, gotta find a job and stuff.
All right, you got out for a double that arvo.
I did too. Yeah, that was just an extra little one. Clock up some extra junk Ks, really.
Nah,
and
not
then
junk
what
Ks.
did I do?
We don't call them that. We love volume.
We love volume. I know. I like it when I can get it right, but it's either get it right or get it really wrong at the moment. Then what did I do the next day? Just 10K, nothing. That was a double again, 10K, then 11K with strides. I knew I wanted to do strides because I don't do them a lot. And Benita used to give me little strides, and I was like, I need to get back into those before a session.
Yeah,
so did just, little 15-second ones. And then, I ran easy on the Friday morning, 13K, because I knew I was doing a session in the Arvo. I used to do sessions all the time in the afternoon, and I'd always run really well. And I haven't done them for ages. And since I've been running so badly, I was like, I'm going to try an afternoon session. Everyone else was doing them in the morning, and I was like, nah, I'm going to test an Arvo. Let's see if I can run any better. And I had the best session I've had in months.
Hold on a second. You've gone out for an hour that morning, or 53 minutes. That's not just a little shakeout.
Yeah.
That's a good solid little morning run. And then you've rolled a pretty good workout. Tell us. No, you did go out for an hour at 4:45s. That's solid. And then you're back in it. What sort of time frame are we talking about here? Let me just have a look, because that morning run was at 5:41. That's pretty early, I guess.
About 12 hours, nearly.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's saving you a little bit.
Yeah, not so bad. Only an hour.
Only an hour, jeez. Talking to a bloke who can't even get 20 minutes up right now.
Oh, that's kind of me at the moment too. But that week it wasn't.
All right, tell us about this workout then.
So it was like, it's my favorite session I do. Every time I've done it, I've always ran it well. So it's 2 times 2K, 2 times 1.5, 2 times 1. And
I recognize this map too.
The map? Like the loop?
We were before Tokyo Olympics, Ali Pashley, who I coached, we were on a training camp in Noosa, and this loop is what we did all the marathon sessions on.
Yeah, I think she stole my crown.
Oh, get it back. It won't be too hard. Get that back.
What? Surely, I know, right? I think I got the notification and I was like, well, never getting that back.
What's that bitch doing up here?
Yeah, that loop. A lot of people run on that loop. That's like the marathon training loop. People always leave their drink bottles on their cars. There's toilets nearby. Okay. Yeah.
It's a great loop.
Just,
it really is.
You can change it with the wind, depending on which way the wind is going, and it's a good one.
Flat, isn't it? So flat.
Yeah, it's flat and fast. And it's
good. You got to cross the road twice though. How do you go crossing that road?
Well, depending on the time I do it, sometimes I stay on the road. I'm one of those runners. I don't think the cars like me too much, but you just kind of have to judge it. So, but sometimes I cross over the road, but then stay on the road still. The footpath isn't that great.
Okay, gotcha. A lot of kids, bikes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. I think you watch with satellite and the trees. It's just easy on the road.
Yeah. All right. That's a cool. I mean, I'm getting some context here. I like this. So for anyone on the sunny coast, because you're not allowed to follow Alice, she's private. Or you might ask now, but if it's it's this Mudjimba Ocean Drive.
Mudjimba.
Then you go down past the caravan
No Jaw
park.
Road.
No
Jaw Road is the road that everyone. Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
there's a fast 1K section on there too. Yeah. Right. I think someone's mapped it out. Even there might be 2 lines.
Oh, they've marked it on the road.
Yeah, it's good.
So you know where to hit hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go deeper on this later, this session and these segments. But for now, tell us about this workout.
Yeah, so it's 2 times 2K, 2 times 1.5, 2 times 1. And then the recovery between the reps was 90 seconds. And then the recovery between what's it called? Like
the sets?
The sets. Sorry, that's the word I needed. It was 3 minutes. So it's quite a decent rest.
The pace you were aiming for these, do you aim for a pace prescription, or do you like to go to effort or a heart rate, or what's the?
I never go by heart rate. My heart rate's always really high. We were gonna just start slower. We thought we'd go like 3:45, and then kind of on feel as well. So when we started, I ended up feeling really good. So we ended up doing 3:42 for the first one, then 3:41. And then we thought we'd stay around 3:40s because we both haven't been running. The guy I ran with, we both haven't been running well. So we thought we won't blow up too much and go too hard. And then we did, the next set was 3:37 and 3:36. And then the 2 1Ks were 3:28 and 3:27, which I was really happy with because on the Tuesday before we went to the track and the 1K reps, I was ended up doing like 3:41 and I was cracking it. I was like, what's going on? I was like, I can't even do 1K at like my marathon pace at the moment. So when I did that session, I was really happy. I was like, oh, thank God.
Now, you've done that in the Arvo at 5. What do you think it was about the Arvo?
It might not have even been the afternoon. It could have just been the day, I guess. I don't know. But I used to always run really well in the afternoons. Although I'm always waking up early in the mornings, I never was good at morning running, which is why I normally wake up at 4 and I'm not out the door till nearly 5. I have a coffee, put music on, wake my body up. So I don't know. Could be a mixture of just having a better day. But I don't know, afternoon running, no one likes it, but I do.
No, I think there's actually physiological performance benefits to training in the afternoon. I was listening to this podcast with the coach. It was with the coach of the Norwegian guys, Blumenfelt and Gustav Eden, and he said if they're testing in the afternoon, they get much better results than if they test in the morning. Like it's just.
I like it.
Yeah, so because I always train way better in the afternoon too. Even jogging,
I never hear that.
My heart rate's like 5 to 10 beats lower, same pace, same day, afternoon to morning. And I was putting it down to my cortisol levels being higher in the morning. Like when you wake up, your cortisol's higher. But there was a period where I was sort of trying to work it out why that was it.
Because you don't often hear of people that run better in the afternoons.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just logistically hard to run in the afternoons, isn't it? Like most of the time you knock off work, you go home. Unless you're a bloody kid. And you've got nothing at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason, are you a morning man or an Arvo man?
Yeah, I've got to be morning. That's I do some at lunchtime, like at work, but after work, it's like home, kids, dinner, getting them to bed. Yeah. It's pretty quickly 8 o'clock, and especially in Ballarat, like it's dark. Not through summer, but like through winter, you're pretty limited to where you can run. They do have lights around the lake now, which helps, but still, yeah, I'd much prefer to go in the morning. But it's interesting that if there's physiological benefits to it, like is that short distance running, like sessions, or could there be benefit into having races later? Like you never see a marathon late because of weather, probably, but
no, only one that I know of, midnight. Tell you about that another time. Yeah, so there was VO2 max testing they were talking about. So pretty short and pretty hard, which I guess your session was a bit longer, Ella. Like your session was sort of around, just off the top of my head, just about threshold, a bit quicker than marathon pace.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. So you're on the right track coming off that. What is the next day? What does recovery look like? Because I'm looking at it and
it was really bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad, isn't it?
Oh, well, I mean,
and that really
big.
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But considering we started, like I would have got home from the run on the Friday at 7 p.m. and then I was in Noosa starting my run at 5:30 a.m. And I did 23.4 Ks. And it wasn't just 23 Ks. It was hilly through the national park. We went on I don't know if you know Noosa National Park, but it's not flat.
No.
And we were in the trails and this girl was leading us around. And I was like, why are we going on every hill? It was hard. And then I remember getting nearly all the way back. And I was like, I think I'm going to stop and get a Mars bar and a Coke at the servo. I'm really struggling. And then I think we only had 3K to go. And I was like, no, Ella, don't be stupid. Come on. You can get home. You don't need a Mars bar and a Coke just yet. You can wait. But that was stupid. I don't think that. Part of a Mars bar. I had a Mars bar a while ago. I did a run maybe a year ago and it was meant to be 30 Ks and I got maybe 3K in and I was so spacey and my girlfriend was trying to tell me a story and I was like, I can't listen, I'm struggling. And we had to pass a servo and I got a Mars bar and a bag of lollies at 6 a.m. and it did wonders. I don't actually like Mars bars like that, but I craved it at that time in the morning and it worked.
Well, I'm just looking at this map. It looks like you've gone the wrong way a few times too. There's a few little weird outbacks.
No, it's if you zoom. Oh no, we did go the wrong way once. There's one. Yeah, but the other ones are just sharp. They're just sharp turns.
It's a big loop. It's a big loop right after an afternoon track session, and that you're right about that park. That is sandy, and you've got a video of going down a fucking staircase. I hate.
Yeah.
I hate.
Oh, the Sunshine Beach.
Yeah.
And those stairs are some are really big and some are that big. And it's so hard to get down.
It's a quad
But
burner.
it's really pretty. And my girlfriends are going and I didn't want to miss out. So I was like, yeah, I'll be there. Even though I'm so tired.
I'm starting to work out why you might get a lot of colds.
No, this isn't normal. It's only been 2. I normally have been really healthy. But the COVID, after COVID thing, I think I had long COVID where it's in your muscles. You know, when you're trying to run and you're everything hurts. And I was my legs were in agony. And I've never had that before. Even after a track session, I don't pull up sore. But I was this isn't good. And then it finally went away and I ran good for a week. And then it all just went bad again.
Yeah, well, it's good to hear about your good session, though. It shows what you're capable of.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be a few more good ones coming up. Oh, no, there was another good one last week.
Tell us about it now.
All right, it was 3 times 10 minutes. And I haven't done that for ages. And We ended up running around through North Noosa Waters, which is really nice to do those sort of efforts around. And it was 3:42 pace, 3:39, and then 3:38. And I felt really good.
The Ballarat Marathon is back for its second year, and Federation University is proud to continue supporting sport, health, and well-being across regional Victoria. As the marathon kicks off, keep an eye out for Dr. Ryan Warren, one of our exercise science lecturers. He won't just be coaching from the sidelines, he'll be out there running the course himself. Are you as passionate about running? Turn that into a career. Study exercise and sports science at Federation University and become part of the action. From health promotion officer to sports scientist, score a job helping people achieve their personal best. Get hands-on experience with placements available both on and off campus. Apply what you learn in community and clinical settings. Whether you're racing to the finish line or stepping into a new career, discover the uni that's in it with you. We're here to cheer you on, to push you, to help and support you. We're in your corner. Learn more at federation.edu.au or catch us at the marathon. See you soon. Awesome. I mean, that's pace. That's the pace that you ran your 2K and 1K reps out the other day. And now you're going 3 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 10 minutes. So you're going longer at the same pace. So that is a good sign.
Yeah. I remember running and I was actually taking a video of Beth and another girl, Elise, running while I was doing my effort and running past them. And Beth's like, I'm so glad you're feeling better. I was like, I feel great. I was like, compared to the week before.
Hold on. You're filming them as you run past in the rep.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm not sure how I feel about that. If I was one of the girls,
have a look on Strava on the 20th. No, they like it.
That is a flex on them. You are flexing on them.
No, look on the 21st of January. You'll see it. It's a really nice
I'm watching the video.
Yeah.
I'm watching the video
it's
now.
Cool, eh?
Well, it's a good video, but you're in the middle of your rep.
See, I told you I'm not real serious.
Yeah. That was what I was thinking.
But in saying that, I was only behind them because I was a little bit in front and we were turning at 5 minutes. So I turned and had to catch them back up and then I caught them. And Beth's like, if you slow down, I'll do a video of you. And I was like, no, I'm not slowing down. I'm finally running well. I don't want a video. And then I just ran off again.
You won't catch me.
I was like, not this time.
Because there's more sessions there's more video on Beth's. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Gee, a lot of videoing out there. I guess it's in Noosa.
Yeah, I don't know. We always just do little videos of each other. Something we do.
I think it's great you have a ladies training group that's at a high level like that. It's just really rare to see.
We had, the other day at the track, we had so many women there. It was amazing. There was I don't know if you know Lydia O'Donnell. She was there with us as well. She's just moved to Sydney, so that was really sad. We finally had a really good group of girls. And then, she's left. But, yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. It's normally when you get, a few sort of mums involved or whatever, it's just really hard to coordinate getting out. So you've done really well to bring everyone together there.
Yeah, it's good. Not everyone are mums, but there's quite a few of us still. So, and everyone's kids are a little bit older, so you can kind of escape them a little bit easier.
I love how you use that escape. It's just honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's run away from
perfectly. Them. We all think exactly that when we go.
Yeah, I'll just say
it. Yeah. All right. Well, now, I mean, we're a long way out here. We're still 12 weeks out, 12 and a half today.
Yeah.
You reckon you can run a PB there?
I'd like to try. I think knowing that I did 2:40 last year and I didn't feel great on that second lap, maybe. May as well try, hey? I'll do the training for it. I'll try and do the training for it. I have a goal one day of I would love to do a sub 2:35. but I don't know if I can get it this year. I thought this year might just be a little bit tricky. There's just a little bit going on.
Need all those bars lining up a bit higher consistently, I reckon. And I mean, your 238 shows you can do it. I mean, you should be able to sort of crank down a little bit off that.
Yeah, it's just don't know if one time maybe. Just don't know if it's this year, but I'll try. I think there's a few speedy people going. So
okay. What are we talking about, Jason? We got a field list. We got a ladies list.
We should. I think maybe next week.
There's quite a few fast. There's quite a few fast girls. So
fortnight.
It's good.
All right. We're announcing, and so you got a good payday down there last year, Ella?
Yeah. I got I got $6,000 last year.
What?
So yeah, it was great.
So when you say you're not a working mum, you don't have a job, you're still bringing in the cashola.
Yeah, for that one I did. That was the most I've ever made by a long way with my running. So no, that's when I was struggling. I was like, just hold on, just gotta hold on. All you gotta do now is win. The time doesn't matter. I knew there was a really good paycheck at the end. So
do you think
did that
with those paychecks, do you think the return on investment of having a coach could be something you look at, even for maybe 6 to 8 or 8 to 10 weeks out? I don't know whether that's too late for this go round, but is that
I think so. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, I know it's a good idea to do it. I just don't know if I'm going to listen that well to it.
I have no vested interest, so I could ask the question. Yeah, I'm not training you.
Yeah,
but
I like the flexibility of waking up as well and being like, what do I feel like doing? I know roughly what I've got to do, but what sort of session do I want? But I think, it definitely is helpful. I know if I got Benita back, I would probably stick to it a little bit better. My Strava graph might look a little bit nicer, maybe. Not so much.
You know what's hard
that.
for you though, Ella? Now that you've got a group, it almost you get your own program, and all of a sudden it feels like you isolate yourself from the group a little.
Yeah, Beth that I run with is pretty good. I'll do some of her sessions, and then if I had one, she'd join me as well.
Yep.
So that's not too bad. But if I got a coach and we did the marathon sessions, when I did have Benita one time, I remember I had a few friends would all come out and do those really big sessions with me. So that was good. We'd get a little group together, and that would really help because they're something between 30 and 38 Ks, and there's a 24K interval set in there. So you kind of need friends or someone around to help.
The good thing about you though is it sounds like you're the fastest in the group, so you can just tell everyone what to do and they'll just do it with you.
I haven't been, not until the other day. I was getting my butt kicked by everyone, and everyone was like, what's going on with you? And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, but I'm about to crack it.
They would have loved that too, just by the way, beating the fastest in the group.
Oh, it was annoying. It was just frustrating.
Yeah.
When you can run so much better and you just can't do it. I was like, my legs don't want to move. Everything hurts. I can't breathe. And so anyway, we're going to get back there.
You're on now. Better. Forward progress. And I get the feeling we're going to hear about Jason's read, and it will be the most structured robotic thing that you've ever heard in your life. And it will be the exact opposite of what we just heard.
Yeah, I've got notes here.
So why don't we do that, Jason? I want to hear your week now. I want to hear.
All right.
I want to hear how someone with a coach goes about sticking to it religiously.
Yeah. Okay. So I race Sunday, so then Monday the 20th. We'll go off that.
So Sunday's a rest day for you.
Yeah, I just like to do long runs Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. That's
So that's
hard
just
for me to get my head around, to be honest.
yeah,
Same.
it goes against the cult of running. And
I don't
then
like it.
in the lead up, like, so even like I'm in a few like running groups and stuff and trying to get people to run on a Saturday. It's you might have one or two. I normally get people for like 10Ks of it, and then I'll do the rest alone. But that's just works with the family life. Really, that's sort of why I set it up like that.
Why?
So
isn't like Saturday full of kids' sport and Sundays are open?
yeah, but then it just leaves Sunday open. So you have to, like, I might as well be up early, run, get back, and then do the kids' sport thing. Then Sunday I can sleep in. Otherwise, I'm not sleeping in any day.
I'm all about escaping the kids on Sunday, like Ella puts it.
Yeah, see, I would still go, like, I go early. So I tend to go at 6:30 would be late.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm back by 9 on a Saturday at the moment.
Yeah.
And I move it earlier if I'm going longer generally too. So yeah, look, I might change, but at the moment that's how I'm rolling. Yeah.
All right. So you can roll into Monday a bit heavier.
Monday the 20th. Yeah. So I did go super easy Monday. So it was 30 minutes. And that was, so the week previous had a pretty hard Saturday. So wearing Nike Windflow 8s, Julian. All I did was ran home.
You know what?
Down to
I don't like that.
Really?
How much do you care about your running? Like, you love your running, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, it's a big part of your life.
Yeah.
After like kids, family, work, is it a big part of your life?
It is now. Yeah. So that's,
and you're buying takedown cheap shoes.
I've had these for ages, and even so all my shoes, when I would have started, so when I said last episode that I started like last August, is like the one before, so 2023. My shoes were Pegasus 38s. I had Windflows. I would have had some sort of Zoom setup. I've got Reacts. Like, that's the catalog of shoes. So that's why now I have, like, I didn't have any speed shoes. So I had bought Vaporflies for the marathon and then doing more sessions afterwards. Because I didn't probably do a lot of speed sessions or have shoes to do speed sessions. So then it was like, I'll wear the Vaporflies for that. But like, I'm just burning through these shoes that are worth money and not made for that. So then
someone's wearing you up here. Someone's told you to say this stuff.
No, I knew you'd love it. So then that's why I've now got the Zoomfly 6s that the Toves helped me with.
The workhorse. Okay, the workhorse speed shoe, we'll call it.
Yeah. Something that will last, but I can do sessions in it. I've got Invincible 3s too. I really like them. So that's sort of the rotation.
At least you're starting to get off the box wine and into some glass bottles.
Yeah. What would you do your sessions in, Ella? What shoes do you wear for them?
For the sort of track stuff, I'd be in Vaporflies normally. Sometimes the Alphas if it's a little bit longer. All the marathon sessions, I'd be wearing an old pair of Alphaflies always.
Yeah.
You're
but lately I've been using the new ones because I have no races at the moment. So I'm like, I may as well use my good Nikes because they're just going to sit there looking at me. So, but then I do my easy training. I spent that. I went on a holiday. Took myself to Bali.
Nice.
So that's gone.
Get a fake one over there. Fake pair over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll just cause so many injuries.
So that's what I like. They're on their last legs too. So the $50 pair of shoes, I don't mind. I don't mind the 38s. Like, I really like running in them. My favorite shoes are probably the Invincibles. I like cruising around in them, and even long runs in them. So that was a 30-minute.
You're a Nike boy as well. You're a Nike lover. You're both Nike lovers.
All I have. So that's what I tried some the on cloud version that would match up to the Zoom Flies when I did buy
Cloud Monster Hyper?
Probably, yeah. Whatever it lined up, I put those on and I just felt they just didn't feel anywhere near as good to me.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's a personal thing.
You're from Ballarat, and there's a fair Nike icon in Ballarat, so I know what it's like down there.
I should have asked him what shoe
wear
size
what
he was.
Steve Moneghetti wears. You grow up on the swoosh. It infiltrates the whole town. There's a reason they pay him so much.
Yeah, he does. He just markets to the whole team. So that was just 30 minutes easy recovery run. It was still school holidays, so it was pretty. I think I went a bit later. Romeo had been up a couple of nights, coughing and everything. So 5:08 pace. So learning from the previous podcast episode, I slowed down a bit. 5.83 Ks. I ended up with a big blister on my little toe that was as big as my little toe, but it didn't hurt at all through running.
Hold on. So this is
okay. Let's forget about those shoes. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, you got a blister? No shit.
It was probably from the Saturday run, which I ran in Zoom Plus 6s. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it could be. The next Tuesday, 21st, 12-kilometer conversational pace run. So just Lance was our first run together for the year. We did the first 4 Ks, just us two, and then we were joined by Glenn, Tony, and Ricky for the next 8. So Tuesday, Friday, there's a group of guys that we do 8 Ks together, and just rotate whose turn it is to do a map. I wore the Pegasus 40s for that one. So yeah, that was just a really easy run. Nice chat. Finished by 7 a.m.
Sorry, Jason. Someone has actually gone on and made this map.
So, yeah,
it's not a real inspiring map if someone's actually spent time creating it.
Well, time creating it could be it's someone's responsibility. So we've got a group, and it just goes down the person. So, like the next run's your turn, then we'll go to the next name. You'll draw a map. So we always meet at Lakeview, have a coffee afterwards. So there's a list for who's on map, and then there's a list for whose coffee shout it is. So it just goes down.
This is the most middle-class white guy thing I've ever heard in my life. You got a spreadsheet for it too?
No, it's just on the WhatsApp in the details.
This is insane sort of stuff. I told you this was robotic, Ella. I knew it would be like this.
It really is.
Yeah. It's full of middle-aged white males. That group. So, but it is getting hard to get a park around the lake at the moment. So that time it's packed at the moment. So it's just going to get more and more busy as we get closer to the marathon.
With runners, is it really?
Yeah. There'd be 3 running groups at the same time, same place, with double digit.
Oh, wow.
We're probably the smallest. Yeah. So
that's awesome. That's great.
There is people everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Wednesday Hills, so that's the guys that sort of all live in Ballarat North. So Damo and Coxie I ran with wore the Invincible 3s. Damo's a North Melbourne supporter, and so am I. So there's actually 2 North Melbourne supporters to a Collingwood supporter on a run, which would be any group of 2 to 1 for North Melbourne supporters is very rare.
Coxie. I know Coxie and I know Damo. These are good fellas. Yeah, very
great.
good fellas. And I love that IGA group. Always good people out there. I was listening to your last episode, but Campbell and Claire. Like, I'm not sure if Claire Phillips still runs out there, but that group, I used to like that group. Good people.
Yeah, she's injured at the moment. She's slowly getting back into it, and really hoping that she can get back to be able to run with us, so that she gets a mention on the podcast. So she'll be right.
Well, she got it already. She can forget about it.
She can take the week off. So, the first step of this run, I just remember my knee hurt. But it went away really quickly. We ran up Norman Street. So you probably know where we're going, but we ran up Norman Street to the water towers, so Elkira Road, and then kept going on Elkira to Dawes Road. So there's another peak there, and then cut across and back to IGA. So it's 12.74 Ks, 5:20 pace, 200 meters of elevation.
It's hilly out there for sure. Hilly.
Yeah. So there's three peaks. Damo calls that run, and it's I enjoy those runs. The hills, plenty of hills in Ballarat North.
Your coach prescribes a hilly run on this day, or you just
So the Wednesday hilly run is 45 to 55 minutes is what's prescribed. So 10Ks. I sometimes just go, because Coxie lives like across the road, so we sometimes jog really slowly there and back, which adds a couple of Ks to it, but at no real intensity. So I think on this effort on this week we would have, but that's what's prescribed. Yeah, hills on Wednesday, but easy, like really easy, so that I'm not taking much out of my legs, so that I can do a session Thursday. So
your moving time versus your actual running time, fair bit of gap here. Do you stop at the top of every hill?
Yeah, we would regroup at the top of every hill.
Regroup. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And there'd be a stop at the start, so we would run 1.5 Ks to IGA and then wait sort of 5 minutes for everyone to get there.
Gotcha.
So there'd be a stop there as well. And then at the end too, like we'd stop with the group, talk, and then run home. So there's a little bit there. But I think that day we regrouped twice, where we would normally do 3 times, like top of each hill.
Yep.
Thursday VO2 max run, which was around the lake. I did that by myself in the Zoom Flies. 3K warm up. Then I do 6 strides. So LSO, 6 20-second strides with 40-second rests after each one. Then I did 4 by 1K at 10K effort, and then into 1K marathon effort. So 4 lots, so 8Ks total. And then a cool down afterwards. So the 10K sections, I went 409, 410, 413, 409. And that 413 was on the north side of the lake, and there was a headwind there. So that would be that. And then the marathon efforts were 428, 422, 429, 424, which is a bit all over the place. And Chris really wants me to go on effort. So I'd try as much as I can not to listen or look at the watch, and just try and feel that pace out, which I'm getting better at. Like I really was poor at it at the start. All the cool down and warm ups and all that were over 5-minute pace for everybody that keeps hanging shit on me from last week.
Can you just explain this a little bit more? So you've run 4 by 1K at 10K, straight into a marathon effort, straight into another 10K effort.
Yep.
So it's like a yo-yo
marathon float. Yeah.
Yeah. So an up and down type thing, like a shuttle.
Yeah. So really, it was 409, 428, 410, 422, 413, 429, 409, 424.
And Chris has called this a VO2 max session.
That's what it comes under in the final surge, I reckon.
We'll blame final surge there.
Like there must be things you can pick.
Ask Ryan, your physiologist at the uni, your sports scientist, if that's a VO2 session or not.
Yeah, okay.
See what he comes up with.
I think I'm running with him tomorrow morning.
There you go. Ask him if that's it.
Yeah. I just named it that with that's what it comes through final surge. So
okay. Final surge is fine.
That could be a me thing.
Not yours.
Yeah, I'll take the blame for that one. Friday cast of 1,000. So I had 6Ks easy, so super easy. So yeah, Dan Manchin, Clint, Glenn, Ricky, and Tony all ran. I wore the wind flows again. 6 kilometers turned into 8, and I just did it with the whole group. So, and then heart rate average was 140. So keeping it fairly low. Saturday is my long run. So as I said, so it was prescribed to be 2 hours 15. So I did 10Ks with Lance, Glenn, and Sam in the morning. I did it in Invincible 3. So I did a 10K loop with them, come back to the car, have something to eat. Oh, no, I had a gel and some water. And then we added hills basically for the second half of that, or the next, I don't know what it would be, hour and a half. So between 18 and 20Ks, I went up, where is it, White Swan Road, but sort of backwards, so coming back towards town. So it's about 100 meters of elevation in that little bit. And then I was feeling really good once I got over the peak. So I was just going to come over and then run back into Ballarat North through Invermay. But I decided to turn left at the Water Towers and hit that hill as well. As I was just feeling really fresh, and that was 22 Ks in, and that's probably another 50 meters of elevation in that one. I took a gel at 90 minutes, which would have been around 18 Ks.
So one gel only.
So one gel at 10K and then another gel at 18.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
2 gels only.
Yeah, and that's something I was not doing previously. I would drink water.
Yeah, so that's a step up.
Yep.
And
gels I've never reacted poorly to gels. I've had different ones. I buy whatever's cheapest. I'll probably get on the fixed ones shortly and have them into the race, but I find there's no reason I don't take more. I just never have.
Well, there's a reason you should take more.
Yeah.
It's like the trainability of the gut is a real thing. Maximizing your ability to absorb carbs, it's like training a muscle. It's really it's really good to do, because the more carbs you can get on race day that get absorbed and get through the gut, the better you'll be, the less chance you are of depleting, the more energy will be available to you. So it's worth, and you're at the time frame now where you would want it, like you're starting to train for a marathon. I would consider starting to train your gut for the marathon too.
Yeah, okay. Because when I did it last year, I was going every 6Ks, I would have a gel, and because there was drink stations every 3, and I would have the electrolyte drink at every other one. So 3Ks in, I might have electrolyte, 6Ks I'd have a gel, then 9Ks would be electrolyte drink, and I kept doing that till 30Ks, and then I was my gut was just like full. So
yeah, and look, that's good protocol or whatever, but it doesn't mean just because you're getting it in doesn't mean you're getting it. It's getting through, or you're utilizing it properly. So I would definitely start with that. What are your thoughts on that, Ella? Sorry, Jason.
No, that's what I was just agreeing, saying it's probably really good, really good lesson to learn right now.
In training, my gels at the moment, I'm not great with them. Like I just forget to take them, I think. But when I'm doing proper training and those big sets, I normally try and go every 8K. I think for Ballarat, I reckon I went every 7.
It's about every half hour, right?
Yeah, roughly something like that. And normally I try to keep me on top of it, because I know if you feel like you need one, it's too late. So yeah, but in training lately, I'm terrible. I'm like, I haven't got any for ages, so I'll just go into like the kids' lolly drawer and be like, oh yeah, bag a little dinosaur gummy bears or something. Yep, they'll do. And I literally pack them. The other day I packed them all for my friends as well. No one had gels. So I was like, I'll bring the lollies, it's fine.
The kids wake up super disappointed, think they've been robbed.
Yeah, just blame someone else.
Blame
the little brother. It was Kai.
That's good. Well, maybe I'll try and get a few more in. But that was the week. So I finished exactly on 80Ks by just purely by accident. 771 meters of elevation for the week. 501 was the average across the week, and a 50% increase in Strava followers. So, which
really?
Yeah, from 80 to 120. We're not talking big numbers, but and as you said, Moose, mine is open, so people can go on and have a look at it and see what I'm doing. You don't have to follow it if you want it in the feed. Knock yourself out.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm going to follow you now, but I'll probably unfollow you immediately after this. Just because
I'll get rid of screenshot it
then. No, you know what? It's good to see people in Ballarat running. It reminds me of being down there. And I clicked on that long run and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, the White Swan climb. That is a good climb in a long run, because you know the group. We used to do that every second week when we would meet at the water tower, and it was like every alternate weeks. One week you'd be at the water tower. The next week we'd meet out behind the Sebastopol Library. So had a bloke called Boyley's house who used to be a great runner, and he was just where his house was. And so you would go up White Swan at about I'm going to say like the 80-minute mark of every long run. And that was a race. Like you got to the bottom of that and you were racing the whole way up. It was such a solid climb. And I like, it's just bringing back memories and sort of making me realize why I never got fitter than I did when I was there, because that's some good training out there. You're on the right areas.
Yeah, and I live up that way, so like my house is sort of this one side of the highway, and all that's just on the other side. So it's a 2K run to get there, basically, which is perfect.
So you're in that little estate, are you? Like, what do they call that? It's like where Watto lives. Ash Watson, you know where he lives?
No, so
it's where all the rich people in Ballarat live.
No, I must be in a different one. No, it's so where we are. It sort of backs onto the new cemetery at the north. Yeah, that
I gotcha.
Up the north side. Yeah,
nice up there. Nice there. So that cemetery is good,
nice.
Isn't it? Good to run in. Weird.
Yeah,
thing,
a lot of people
but
do sessions and that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're ever looking for a good place to run in Ballarat, Ella, cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, did you just say it's good to run there?
2K loop. It's beautiful asphalt, no cars, a little bit creepy at times, but
yeah,
not bad. Good
all right.
Yeah.
I'll do my shakeout. I'll do my shakeout run there when I'm there next.
No, it's too early for that. Too hilly for that. You want to stay away from there. The lake's the key too. The lake's the spot, really. I mean, such a good place to run Ballarat. So you're aware of the course changes, Ella?
Towards the end, you've cut out the hill. The hills.
Yeah.
You don't run back down to run back up, do you now?
No, so you do a U-turn. When you got to the bottom of Sturt and turn left, you'll then do a right-hand U-turn and then just run back down Lydiard and back up Sturt. So you just go further out where that U-turn is at the other end. It'll just go further out, basically, to make up the difference.
That's great. Because that hill is brutal otherwise.
Are you thinking that you're going to come down from Queensland and it's like coming down from altitude because of all that humidity?
Well, I don't know. When is it? How many weeks have we got? It'll cool down a little bit here by then, but I don't think it's going to help me. I don't think heat training. I don't think so. I don't reckon. I think it just makes it worse.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Because you can't always run your best.
That's the problem.
I was running behind people the other day, and everyone just had sweat dripping off everywhere. And then people at the end of the session lay on the ground and there's just sweat, like body prints, and it's gross. And I just don't think you can run that fast and at your best all the time.
Well, I looked at your workout there and you ran in 26 degrees for that afternoon workout and it was 60% humidity. Now, 26 degrees is like 12 degrees slow. I mean, it's 12 degrees hotter than optimal. And then it's something like every degrees is a few seconds per kilometer slower over the course of a marathon. So you can imagine what it does during workouts. And it just seems like you're like that afternoon workout when you're in that type of heat, waking up and running along the next morning. It's like, I can imagine how dehydrated you would have felt that morning.
See, that afternoon run was actually cool for here too. The other afternoon, I waited for it to cool down, and it was a 38-degree day. And by the time I went running, it was only 32. I was like, it's still so hot.
Yeah. Okay.
So 26 is not bad.
That's what. Yeah. I mean, it's still not. I mean, it's not bad for where you are, but it's bloody hot still for good running anyway.
Well, Ballarat last year, I raced in. Did I have arm warmers? I think I ran in arm warmers and gloves.
Yeah.
I was the only person with gloves, and I think because I'm not used to the cold, I was like, it was freezing, and I think I threw my gloves off at 30. I'm going to say like 32 Ks.
Yeah.
But they stayed on most of the time. It was nice.
Oh. The good thing about Ballarat is the weather is pretty much always perfect down there. So you've got good chances of this year just having that optimal day.
Yeah. The conditions last year were really good.
Oh, yeah.
They were absolutely perfect.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Although perfect still, like that second lap, there was some pretty good ripples on the lake. You were still feeling wind around the lake.
Yeah, that's
I felt
true.
it more
I did feel
Vic
the winds.
Park, but yeah.
Yeah, well, you were at Vic Park while Ella was on the lake, though.
True.
So
yeah.
it might have been the gust that you
Just
felt.
crossing the finish line.
So Ella, tell us about, just quickly, what is the training plan for the next 12 weeks? Like, is there some specific stuff you want to get out, or are you just going to try to survive until the start?
No, I won't do the surviving one. That never works. I've been on that since like September. And so I'll try to still do like my intervals Tuesday, midweek long run Wednesday. Every second week, I think I'll try and do a marathon session. Like it'll be anything from like 1.5K on, 1.5K off, or float times 8, or the 4 times 5K, 5 times 4K. And there's 6 times 3K is another one with 500 meters float. That's a good one. I'll just mainly try and get those key sessions in. And I think I don't know, if I can try and hit between 120 and 140 Ks a week, get back to where I used to sort of do that sort of stuff, I think I should be okay. But as you can see, who knows?
Yeah, I reckon.
But
just my opinion, and you can ignore that. Most people do, but I still give it anyway.
Yeah,
Seeing some nice even bars, even if it's at the sacrifice of some of those big workouts, will give you the best chance on race day.
yeah.
You got some potential sitting under that skin, like under that training, under that mountain range of a Strava graph. you've got some potential under there that I reckon's not quite accessed yet because of the inconsistency.
Yeah, I know. It's not normally that bad. Like it can look really good, but lately just it's not great, but it can only get better. So hopefully, 12 weeks. If I can, buckle down for 12 weeks. I know. Sort myself out.
All right.
Hopefully it'll all work out. Hopefully we'll get a PB. I don't think there'll be a winning prize, but a PB is good.
We'll find that out next week when the start list might get announced, because it's all dependent on who shows up. If you run a PB, you're a very good chance to win at this point, I reckon. But I haven't seen the start list, so I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe not. They might have 6 Africans there. Who knows?
Yeah. I'll just go home.
We'll try and get that on. Yeah. We can get Adam or someone on next week. It might be good to go through a few of the elites that we have.
Yeah. We'll have a chat. We'll have a. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. So Jason, you're starting to knock out a workout for the week. What do you got coming up this week? You've got starting to get into some meaty stuff.
Yeah. So tomorrow I've got very similar to what I did last week. It is 6 by 3 minutes at 10K with a 2-minute float recovery, and that 2-minute float recovery is at marathon effort.
So that's similar to your last week's
session. To the last one, but I did 4 by 1Ks, where this is 6 by 3 minutes. So I guess more
similar.
A couple more in there. Yeah.
Well, more reps, but shorter distance.
Yeah.
Actually. 4 by 1K. Yeah, shorter duration.
I won't be
so it'll be it'll just be a slightly longer workout.
Yeah.
Just keep you thinking.
Yeah, doing different things. I did one Monday this week as well, but I might recap that next week.
Yeah,
don't so I better not go too far into it.
Keep the punters on their toes, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And you can check it out tomorrow morning. Anyone wants to have a look, see how bad I did, see whether my pacing was right or wrong. But I think I've got a few people joining in for that one too, so hopefully that will help with the pacing.
Do you have an update on numbers at Ballarat yet? Are you privy to that information?
I've seen a little bit, but I haven't seen it probably for a week or so. It is they are going up quite a bit each time that there's any sort of chatter about it. I went from 70 to 80% sold out pretty quick. And I think I imagine, I haven't heard anything but the episode last week, like that will bring people on. I've talked to 2 people I know that signed up after hearing that it is getting low. And I don't know how much more warning they can give to say it, like it's very likely going to sell out. Like
You're
if you want to
saying
run the
get
marathon,
in. I'm
do
saying
it.
get in.
If you want to run a marathon, it's in 12 weeks. You need to start training anyway.
That's
you
true.
need to commit now, basically.
Yeah.
And even the half, they got massive numbers in the last couple of weeks last year. So there just won't be that opportunity. All the spots will be gone. And because they are limiting it because of that top U-turn, that's the pinch point for the numbers, I think. So, they're going to limit it so that it doesn't get to that point that it's a bad experience.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, well, we've gone for an hour and 23 minutes. That's a good amount of time to go for a random Wednesday night podcast. Ella, you've been great. Thank you. Thanks for being really open and chatting about your training.
Oh, my random training and the roller coaster. That's all right. Thank you.
Do you know, though, like people are going to listen to this and think this lady could run very, very fast if she puts it all together for not just a one block training, but like 12 months, 2 years, 3 years. Like you can turn some heads in the future.
I know. That's about consistency, though. I just don't have that.
Maybe time to give old Benita a call. Say
no, yeah, maybe. Like if I had another running coach, if I got a coach again, I'd definitely get her. She was so good.
Yeah,
and
she's smart.
Yeah, she just gets me as well. So, no, she's awesome.
Yeah, cool. Jason, while you've got Ella on or myself, you got any questions before we head off?
I guess just that one at the start. Like, what do you think is that half? I think it's that first week of April and the marathon's the last weekend of April. Is that too close?
Well, let's throw to Ella first. What do you reckon? Doing a half marathon 3 weeks before a marathon?
Oh, that's touch and go. I'd want it to be 4 to 5 weeks for me. If that marathon is your main event, I think it's probably too close.
Yeah. I'm with Ella there. Ella's just froze up a bit. Oh no, she's back. Yeah. So I think I'm with Ella. I think 3 weeks is borderline. I think you can pull that off, but you have to put some massive ceilings on the effort you run that day.
Yeah.
And it's not going out and absolutely crushing a half marathon to run. You're like draining the well, just fully like 5K out, just on your limit. Form goes terrible. You just finish and fall over and you're recovering for 3 days before you can run again. Like that's not good for you here. I think you can either pick one a bit earlier or you put that race in and go, I'm going to run an hour beforehand and then I'm going to run that half marathon at my marathon goal pace. And I'm just going to be able to practice my fueling. I'm going to practice my pacing. I'm going to understand what it feels like. Back end of a 40K, well, it might not be 40K at that point, but back end of a 3-hour run, you start to realize this is the pace, this is the feel I might be having. It's a good chance to practice your mental strategy. The marathon's it's so mentally challenging. I mean, Ella knows she's a beast though. She got through running 21K after she was cooked. Now that's a very difficult thing to do, not just physically, but you're running like an hour 22 wanting to stop with someone running up your ass about to take $6,000 off you. That's a tough thing to do.
Would have cried.
Yeah. And without like some people are naturally like mental freaks and they can push them through stuff like that and it's no big deal. But I reckon it's good to find strategies for yourself just to take your mind off things early on, be able to take like Mona spoke about it really well last week, like focusing when you have to focus, but you can't be on edge for 2 hours, 3.5 hours, whatever. You have to have a way where you can chill out. where you don't just fill yourself with panic or anxiety the whole way. And that's what that half's a good chance to do that.
Yeah, I actually really like that, doing a run before it and then making it just part of a workout or a practice session, really, for taking gels and doing drink stations and that sort of stuff.
Marathon simulation session, pretty much.
Yep.
Give yourself like the same breakfast. Do a carb load in, like write it out. Write what you're going to take, and then after it on the Monday, you can write down all the things that you think didn't work for your carb load, or what apparel you were wearing, how you carried your gels, the drinks you took, all those things. The watch face that you had showing, the lapse distances that were beeping at you. You can just fine tune everything.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
I'll invoice Chris for this.
No, he's very good. I'm very, very happy with Chris. He's started for the first week of December.
He is great. I love Chris. And I'm only doing this because I love him.
Yeah. He's been very good and really got me structured, where I would just look at Strava and do other people's stuff and like say, what's that person doing? I'll do that. So especially into the lead into this, I think it's great to have that structure.
It is. It's good. All right. Well, Ella, I'm going to follow your training. Jason, of course, I'm following yours, but you've let me in here, Ella. I'm going to keep an eye on things up there.
Get the popcorn out.
All right. And maybe everyone else will too. So tell me your follower account right now. I've got out of Strava, but I want to know. Let's see how many we can get you up to.
What am I at? So I'm at like 500 and something.
I'm still in there.
545.
I reckon we get her $1,000 by the race day. What do you think? 1,000 followers?
Oh, that's a lot. I like it.
Might not have to work.
That's a lot of me. That's a lot of me accepting.
That's influencer
got
levels.
To accept all them people.
Oh yeah, you might have to turn that off.
Oh no, I like my little privacy.
Privacy ring. Yeah, I'm not telling you what to do there, but
we'll see.
If you want more followers, you're probably best to do it, because no one likes asking. It feels like I'm begging to follow you.
No, lots of people do. Everyone does. I get it all the time.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
And I accept. I think I accept nearly everyone.
Okay. Nearly. Well, you're a welcoming private person.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that started following me, but are then private. So, because all the people that followed me, I was then going to have a look, like just out of interest. Where they're from. Yeah. Because there's people from England, Ireland, all these people jumping on, which is like pretty cool. And then just seeing like it shows their PRs and stuff. But then the ones that are locked down, I was like, I'm not going to follow you. But and they're all going to drop off like as soon as the marathon's done, they're just following it for my progression through this, I would think. So a lot of them will drop off straight away.
First episode, they like you.
Yeah.
Also, just for reference, in Australia we say PB, and in America they say PR.
What did I say? Did I say
you
PR?
Said PR.
Yeah, right. Must be the Nike influence of America.
Yeah, listen to too much American podcasting.
Yeah,
that's a little bigger for me actually.
I actually went up. I got a PB up a segment today, and I thought it might have something to do with you. It was going up Walker Street. It was called, which is another big hill in Ballarat, and it was called Walker Street -U Bitch. I was like, I wonder if that's Moose.
No, that's not me. That's not me. No way. I keep the same format throughout the first 10 years of Strava. I'm not sure where I created many in Ballarat. I think I did. I created Creep Loop. That was mine in the cemetery. I like Creep Loop. Yeah.
Was Moose Loop and Reverse Moose Loop, were they
Moose Loop,
self-titled? Did you do
that?
That was
me. You know what? That was on the crit track. No one ever ran on. Well, they might have, but I was the first one to start doing like laps of it. Everyone would do a workout within there, like the full loop, where you would start up at the toilets where the park run started and roll down, and you do like a figure 8.
Yep.
Like, this bit up going up the hill sucks. Why don't we just stay down here and run on this 1K loop that's nice and flat?
Yeah. Well, Tim Menz is I actually went to primary school with Tim. He runs a bit. He's the local legend. I had a look the other day.
Is he
He's done
really?
I think it was 35 laps maybe in the last 90 days. It could be more. He was well out in front, so that's a target, everyone.
Outside of himself, no one's ever called him a legend. So that's pretty good going from Tim to get that. All right, now we're just rambling.
Snip that bit. And we'll share it.
All right, all the best, fellas and ladies. We are off to week 3 next week. All the best training.
Thanks, Moose. Thanks, Ella.
Thank you.
Further education isn't for everyone, but we are. We're here to back you, to push you, to help and support you. If you're more ambition than tradition, at Federation University, we're with you. Learn more at federation.edu.au.